Hi everyone, I'm Haley. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a first impression of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have this on my face right now. If you want to hear my thoughts, how everything blended over top of it, just keep watching. All right, we have a good old-fashioned first impressions for you today. I am going to be giving you a first impressions of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. So this is their reformulated version of the product. When I look on the back, it looks like it's mostly in French, so I'm going to be looking at Sephora here. It says that this is an undetectable liquid foundation that blurs and covers imperfections for up to 24 hours, powered by a microskin system that syncs with the skin for true to skin finish. So it's a medium coverage, natural finish. Looks like it comes in 40 shades. I got the shade 1N10. It's really pretty. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this online. It's cool because it has a pump. I really love this matte cream colored packaging. Let's see, it says how to use. Prep skin with a moisturizer or preferred step 1 primer. So I've already used my normal skincare. I have not used my primers yet because I'll do that on camera. For sheer coverage, apply with fingertips. Medium coverage, apply 1 pump to the back of a hand or directly onto a brush. Start applying in the middle of the face. Blend and stretch the foundation outward until desired coverage is achieved. I always use sponges, so that's what I'm going to do today. For extra coverage, apply 1 pump to the back of the hand. Apply with a damp sponge. Interesting. Lightly tap and stretch foundation onto the face. Start with my normal primers. I pretty much always start with the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer for in this area here where I have the biggest pores. And then I always go in with the Smashbox Primerizer. It's a very hydrating primer. I have never actually used a Makeup Forever product before. I don't think so. So I'm excited to try this. It's funny, this is the neutral light shade. It was like fair to light, I think, neutral. It still looks pretty golden undertoned though. I always prefer a little bit more neutral, but obviously I have some acne here that I'm gonna be trying to cover up. Kind of doing this how I always do. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and just start to kind of pounce this in here. It's definitely a thinner formula. I've been using a lot of more like thicker moussey formulas lately, so this is one of the thinner ones. Okay, right now I would call this high light coverage. This is definitely not a product where a little bit goes a long way. I'm gonna have to use a lot of it to build it up. Obviously, like I said, I'm not using a brush, but I want to use this product how I normally would. So we are gonna try to build it up. I'm gonna add some more product here. It has like a little bit of a sunscreen kind of fragrance, but I don't think there's any sunscreen in it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about SPF on here, but it kind of, to me, smells like sunscreen. I've been dying to try this, you guys. I got it yesterday and I was gonna put off this video because I already have videos for this week, and I was like, nope, we're just gonna pre-film because I'm too excited to use this foundation. I really like this. This is really pretty. So I'm looking closely at you guys, but I'm also looking closely at the mirror. Let's see. This does definitely look like a natural finish. It's not giving me a ton of like covering acne or things here, but if you want something that's going to just even things out and look really pretty, I think the shade match actually is really good, then this could be great. I'm still going to try to build it up some more to get to the coverage that I like, at least over these acne areas. So like I said, I know we're using a lot, but just trying to cover up these areas where I have a lot of acne going on. All right, that is all that I'm going to apply. I think that looking at this, we are at true medium coverage, which is what it claims. So that is good. I think it looks really natural. I always have a little bit of trouble up here. You can kind of see my texture. I don't know. I think the rest of it looks really good. I don't see a ton of caking or separating or anything like that. It just looks really natural and pretty. It just looks like my skin. So I'm really excited about this so far. For the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna show you some of it just so that you can see how other products apply over this product. Some things I'll be skipping over because it's not really important for the foundation, and I'll just let you know what products I used. Okay, brows are done. It took a minute. I used the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil in neutral brown, and then I went over it with my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in ash brown. I've been using this one for years, but these two together are actually a really great combo because this one kind of sets down what the pencil does. So I'm gonna start with the concealer that I always use to highlight. It's the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I always use it to highlight the highlighty regions. I've just kind of always done this since this product came out specifically. I'm gonna let you guys know how this blends over top here. So far, this is blending out really nicely. Most things do with this multi-use sculpting concealer. I haven't had many problems blending out this product, but it's just nice to know with this newer foundation to me. Okay, I think we're gonna be a little excessive with concealers today just because this is a little bit lower of coverage than I normally go for, and I do have this like kind of stubborn acne. So when I wanna cover up acne spots, I go in with the Lancome Ton Idol Ultra Wear Concealer. When people try to use this under their eyes, I feel like it normally gets bad reviews, but I've never used it that way. I always use it to cover up acne. This is a very high coverage concealer, so that's part of the reason why I like using it for acne. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Little higher coverage just on those spots that need it. My only concern is that I still have kind of weird texture right here. Now I'm gonna go in with under eye concealer, and I'm gonna go in with the one that I have been enjoying the most lately, which is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. And I have this in the shade Light. I really like this concealer. It's funny because I love Jessica Braun, and she was just saying how she kind of likes that it has a pump so she can control how much comes out. But I'm having a harder time with the pump controlling what comes out of it. I'm gonna go in with my number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder, and then just this Sigma F86 Tapered Kabuki. The sponges I'm using, by the way, are actually 2 different sponges. I like to kind of have different sponges for my foundation and my concealer. They look the same because they are both they come in a 3-pack that I bought. This is the matte paint pot in soft ochre. I've really been enjoying using this as a primer. Let me know below, do you guys do your eyes first and then foundation, or foundation and then your eyes? I always do foundation and then my eyes. Yeah, this is looking really pretty. Very natural finish. I actually really like that. I normally like higher coverage, but I love that this looks like skin. Like, you can't really tell that it is makeup except in this area where you can kind of see my texture. Nice. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my eye makeup and then I'll be right back. Eyes are about halfway done. I went in with my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette because I'm all in on spring. I usually do eyeliner and mascara after I apply setting spray. I am gonna put on setting spray. Like I said, I really wanted to stick to how I normally do makeup just because, you know, I want to see how it holds up with my normal makeup routine. Going with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. I've really been liking this. I wanted to see how cream products are gonna apply over top. Yeah, that blended right out. I don't see it removing any makeup underneath. Actually, it might be, yeah, it is removing. It's kind of picking up the foundation underneath a little bit. And then I'm about to go over this part that had kind of the weird texture too. So we'll see how that goes. That pretty much looks the same as it did before. Yeah, blended fine over top, and same on this side. Yeah, I think for the most part, this blended out pretty well. I think it picked up product just a little bit over here. Okay, I'd say that went fairly well. I was thinking of going in with a cream blush, but I think instead, after I powder, I'm gonna go in with sort of a cream to powder kind of blush instead. That's what I'm kind of feeling for today. So let's go in with powder. I have my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder here. If you wanted more coverage, because I said this is not normally the kind of coverage that I like, you could set it with a powder foundation and that would provide more coverage. I'm not going to do that today because I feel like it would take away from the integrity of the actual foundation because you're putting basically another foundation over it instead of just a powder. So we're just going to stick with translucent setting powder. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. I don't think it picked up any of the product. It still looks like a really natural finish. Looks like that just put a nice powder over it. And I'm excited to use setting spray to kind of help melt everything together. Let's go in with the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in 1. Yeah, I think that looks really pretty. Once again, I'm not seeing any product lifted up. Man, I'm having a little bit of a hard time keeping this foundation on my nose right here though. I've kind of had to go over that a couple times with a sponge. Okay, now I'm gonna go over this with one of my favorite products, blush products, the MAC Glow Play Blush in Blush Please. This is like I said, a cream to powder kind of formula. So we'll see how this applies over top. Normally I don't have a problem with it. That went over really well, didn't pick up any product. All right, now let's do highlighter. I have here the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter. I really like this so far. I've only used it a couple of times. I just bought it, but I'm liking it a lot. Just want to make sure I'm not having any strange kind of texture here. Nope. Looks good. Okay, now I'm gonna use a tried and true setting spray, but Milani Make It Last from the drugstore. This is really good. I don't feel like it affects the finish that much. It helps things melt together, but more than anything, I think it just helps with the longevity of everything. That looks really nice. It is helping things melt together really well. I'm just gonna go over with a sponge while this is still a little bit damp, really, really lightly. I feel like this is an Ally Glines trick that I have sort of adopted. Yeah, that's really nice. Now with that setting spray and things melted together, this is looking really beautiful. So I'm still not quite done yet. I'm gonna put on the rest of my eye makeup and then once again, I'll be right back. All right, I've got some major wings going here, but I feel like I look much more awake now. I'm actually really happy with how this looks. I went in with the e.l.f. liquid liner in Jet Black, and then I went in with the Maybelline Sky High mascara, which has been my favorite lately. And for lips, I went in with, the clearance tag is still on it, but I went in with the Lifter Gloss in the shade Heat. So I feel like this is a very springtime kind of look. Let's just take another look at the foundation here. I feel like it still looks really natural. It looks like skin. Oh, you know what? I need brow gel. Okay, I went in with the Ulta Beauty Clear Brow Gel, and I feel like this looks really beautiful. I don't feel like the product has picked up much. I think that e.l.f. Putty Bronzer picked it up a little bit here, but me going over it with the other products kind of helped smooth that out. Everywhere else looks good. The highlight isn't any kind of crazy texture, and overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm excited. I think that this could be a really great everyday kind of foundation. You know, if I was doing a special occasion, I would probably wear something with a little more coverage, but for every day, like a day like today for me, I probably look a little too glam, but I think that this could be a great foundation for it. It looks like a natural finish, like it says. I don't think you can get it past medium coverage unless you really, really apply a ton of product, which I already feel like I did. So I do feel like the setting spray helped to really melt everything together, but overall I'm pretty happy. So I'm excited to keep trying this one out. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I hope that you will hit the notification bell so that you get notifications when I post new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.